I am recording. I'm going to start my document camera. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Well, I'll start it and I'll minimize it. Okay, that's where you need to be in your book, page 366. Why am I crooked? Something's crooked. Okay. Okay, let me minimize that for a second. We're going to go over to Google Classroom. Kale, you got your science book? Kale. 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 Kale.
Kale.
Science book? Science book 366. Okay, Google Classroom, classwork. So this is what we got planned this week. We're going to learn about the rock cycle, page 366. Your science book. Science is not, we don't have a whole lot. I couldn't. Anyway, okay, so I have an Ed puzzle here for the rock cycle. And I think what I figured out is if you just go to the website and then just log in with your FWISD Google account, then you just pick science, and then you can find the video that's due. I think that works better than me trying to post it through that website. Seems to go a little bit easier. Okay, then we're going to do this in class, the rock cycle 366, 377, and then we have a quiz, which is already set, ready to go. It is a little bit different. No, that's math. I've added a couple different components to the quizzes. So some drop-down boxes and some check boxes. So you're going to see a few different things. I do have a packet this week, but most of it's all math. There's a math minute. We're learning about rate tables. So there's a practice rate table and a Sudoku. So most of the packet is all math this week. Okay, so that is Google Classroom. So now let me go to, let's check this real quick. Yep. That's Google Classroom. Let's go to the book. Okay, so we are talking about the rock cycle. Jacob, science book, please. Science book. You don't have a science book? Well, there's a science book right up there, right behind the cell phone jail, and you can have that book. Page 366. If there's a problem with it, like if somebody's scribbled on it or something, let me know and I'll get you another book, okay? Okay, 366. So we're learning about the rock cycle, okay? And the essential question is, what is the rock cycle? By the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe the series of processes and classes of rocks that make up the rock cycle. Okay, so we have this picture of this beautiful mountain right here. Oh, let me move my book up. Okay, it may be hard to believe, but these mountains actually move. Wyoming's Teton Mountains rise by millimeters each year. An active fault is uplifting the mountains. In this lesson, you will learn about uplift and other processes that change rock. So it may look like a mountain is not moving, but really it is. And we're going to learn about that. Okay, so the next page, 367. Okay, it's engage your brain. Describe, fill in the blank with the word or phrase that you think correctly completes the following sentence. So the first sentence is, most Earth is made up of, what do you think would be a good completion of that sentence? So a good way you could, I mean, we're talking about the rock cycle, right? Most of the earth is made up of rock. Okay. The next one says rock is blank changing. Well, since we're talking about a rock cycle, rock is always changing. The three main classes of rock are igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. Okay. Number two, describe. Write your own caption for this photo. So if you were to describe this photo, I'm going to give you like a minute. I want you to write something that would describe that rock. You could talk about the way it looks, maybe how it's made. Talk about its texture. We learned about that last week. Hey, Google, set a timer for 1 minute. Are you there?
All right, 1 minute, starting now.
Hey, Google, stop. Okay, so we're looking at this rock, and if you notice, you have all these little pieces of rock, right? So that means that there was other rock that got crushed up and then compressed into this, right? So we could write very simply, this rock is made up of smaller rock pieces. Okay. So now we're going to go down. Active reading 3, synthesize. Many English words have their roots in other languages. Use the Latin words below to make an educated guess about the meaning of the words erosion, bless you, and deposition. So erosis means eaten away, and I don't even know how to pronounce that. Despotus is laid down. Okay. So erosion is the process. Oh God, can you guys see that? Is the process by which sediment is moved from one place to another. Deposition is the process by which sediment comes to rest. Deposition is the process by which sediment comes to rest, or deposited. Deposition is like deposit. Comes to rest. Okay. Okay, now we have vocabulary words. Let's go see if we can find these vocabulary words in our book. Okay. So let's turn the page. Weathering. Let's see. Okay, so here's weathering on page 369. The process by which water, wind, ice, and changes in temperature break down rock is called weathering. So let's underline that. Let's put a star out here so we know that's a vocabulary word that can help you in your quiz. Okay, so we got weathering. Next one is erosion. The process by which sediment is moved from one place to another is called sediment. So let's underline that. Put a star out here. Okay, and deposition is right next to it. Same page, 369. The process by which the sediment comes to rest is called deposition. Okay, so we got deposition. Igneous rock. Well, we should know what igneous rock is. That's what we learned about last week. And it's created from the magma from inside the earth. Right, so page 370. Here at the top, igneous rock forms from magma and lava, cools and hardens to become solid. So let's underline that. It forms beneath or on the Earth's surface. So let's put a star there. Okay, so we found igneous rock, sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock forms when minerals that form from solutions or sediment from older rocks are pressed and cemented together. So let's underline that. We got sedimentary, then metamorphic, right? Metamorphic rock forms when pressure and temperature or chemical processes change existing rock. So it takes existing rock and changes it into something else. Kind of like putting cake batter into an oven, right? You've got heat and pressure, and now you got something different. Okay. So that's metamorphic. Now we have rock cycle. See if we can find that. Doesn't seem like it's on the next page. Rock cycle on page 372. This series of processes which rock changes from one type to another is called rock cycle. So let's underline that. Put a star by that. Uplift. Where do we see uplift? Next page. Oh, there we go. Page 374. Uplift. Uplift is the rising of regions of the crust to higher elevations. Uplift increases the rate of erosion on rocks. And just above it, it says there's two types of vertical movements in the Earth's crust, uplift and subsidence. So we're just going to underline this. Uplift is the rise of crust to higher elevations. Uplift increases the rate of erosion on rock. So we'll put an asterisk out here. Uplift, subsistence. Subsistence is the sinking of regions of the crust to lower elevations. Subsistence leads to the formation of basins where sediment can be deposited. So we're going to underline that. So we're going to put a star by that. All right, so that's subsistence. And then rift zone. Okay, so on the same page, a rift zone is an area where a set of deep cracks form. Rift zones are common between tectonic plates that are pulling apart. So let's underline that. And we'll put a star by that. Okay. So we found all our vocabulary words. Okay. So that should help with your quiz. Okay. Let's turn the page, page 368. It says, let's rock. What is rock? The solid parts of the earth are made almost entirely of rock. Scientists define rock as a naturally occurring solid mixture of one or more minerals that may also include organic matter. Maybe that's something we should underline. Rock is defined as a naturally occurring solid mixture of one or more minerals that may also include organic matter. Most rock is made of minerals, but some rock is made up of non-mineral material that is not organic, such as glass. Rock has been an important natural resource as long as humans have existed. Early humans used rocks as hammers to make other tools. For centuries, people have used different types of rock, including granite, marble, and sandstone, and slate to make buildings, such as the pyramid shown below. It may be hard to believe, but rocks are always changing, and people study rocks to learn how areas have changed through time. I'm going to underline rocks are always changing. And I'm going to underline including granite, marble, sandstone, and slate to make buildings. So slate they usually use for floors. Granite and marble. You see a lot of granite, marble in kitchens now, on kitchen counters. Okay. Number 5, list how rock is used today. Well, we use it, right? We make monuments out of it, right? Monuments, right? Because they last a long time, right? So monuments. We use it for roads, right? We use it for road base. ROADS, roads. Bridges, right? We make bridges out of rock. We make some tools out of rock. We use the minerals from the rocks. Minerals from rocks. Minerals from rock. We use the minerals from rocks to make computers, right? The chips. Make computers, cooking pots, cooking pots. It's hard to write right there. Pots. Cooking pots, toothpaste. That's pretty crazy, right? Toothpaste, jewelry, of course, jewelry. Right, diamond rings and rubies. And they're also used for decorations. So we use rocks for many, many things that we even take for granted. The ancient Egyptians used a rock called limestone to construct the Great Sphinx and the pyramids of Giza. Okay, moving on to page 369. Okay, we have this picture here. It says these rock formations in Gorum, Turkey, are known as fairy chimneys. They were shaped by erosion. Wow, that's pretty cool. What processes change rock? Natural processes make and destroy rock. They change each type of rock into other types of rock and shape the features of our planet. These processes also influence the type of rock that is found in each area of Earth's surface. 7, as you read, underline the processes and factors that change rock. Okay, so now we're moving down. We're talking about weathering, erosion, and deposition. The process by which water, wind, ice, and changes in temperature break down rock is called weathering. Weathering breaks down rock into fragments called sediment. The process by which sediment is moved from one place to another is called erosion. Water, wind, ice, and gravity can erode sediments. These sediments are eventually deposited or laid down in bodies of water and other low-lying areas. The process by which sediment comes to rest is called deposition. So weathering, erosion, and deposition all go together. Okay, in the next section below, temperature and pressure. Rock that is buried can be squeezed by the weight of the rock or layers of sediment on top of it. As pressure increases with depth beneath Earth's surface, so does temperature. If the temperature and pressure are high enough, the buried rock can change into metamorphic rock. In some cases, the rock gets hot enough to melt and forms magma, or molten rock. If magma reaches Earth's surface, it is called lava. Magma and lava eventually cool and solidify to form new rock. So it's always changing. It can become a sedimentary rock. It can be melted and goes back into being an igneous rock. So it kind of morphed into those different types of rock. Okay, that's 369. 370. Classified information. What are the classes of rocks? Well, this is what we learned last week, right? So just as a refresher, rocks fall into 3 major classes based on how they form. Igneous forms from magma and lava, cools and hardens to become solid. It forms beneath or on Earth's surface. Sedimentary rock forms when minerals that form from solutions or sediment from older rocks get pressed and cemented together. Metamorphic rock forms when pressure, temperature, and/or chemical processes change existing rock. Each class can be divided further based on differences in the way the rocks form. For example, some igneous rocks form when lava cools on Earth's surface, and others form when magma cools deep beneath the surface. Therefore, igneous rock can be classified based on how and where it forms. Right? Do you remember what those 2 forms are? They're going to go over that? Yeah. Okay. Number 9, apply when the classification goes right. Okay, we're not going to do this. Sedimentary. So here you have another picture. Does it tell us where we are? Yes, it does. So we're in Nevada, right? This formation in the Valley of Fire State Park in Nevada are made up of sandstone, a sedimentary rock. And here's a closer picture of it right here. You can see the layers. All right, all this is different material that's been laid down and pressed and compressed. Sedimentary rock is composed of minerals formed from solutions or sediments from older rock. Sedimentary rock forms when the weight from above presses down on the layers of minerals or sediment, or when minerals dissolved into water solidify between sediment pieces and cement them together. Sedimentary rocks are named according to their size and type of fragments they contain. For example, the rock shown here is made up of sand and is called sandstone. Rock made primarily of mineral calcite, calcium carbonate, is called limestone. Okay, so we're going to move on to page 371. Oh, this is cool. So here we have another picture. And I don't know if you guys have been to Enchanted Rock. It's in Texas. I think it's south of Austin. It says Enchanted Rock in Texas is a large dome made of granite and intrusive igneous rock. Intrusive means that it was created in the earth, right? There were cracks in the formation and the lava went in there and cooled. So this is an intrusive igneous rock. And it's a huge dome. Has anybody been to Enchanted Rock? It is so cool. You go in there and you get on top of it, and it's really tall. And on one part of the rock, there's a complete drop off. I don't know, it looks probably a mile high. And the time I went, there's actually somebody sitting on the edge. I can't believe they're sitting there, and they were flying a kite, which I thought was crazy. But anyway, very, very neat place to go. If you can go, I would go to Enchanted Rock. Igneous Rock. This is a picture of granite. Igneous rock forms from cooling lava and magma. As the molten rock cools and becomes solid, the minerals crystallize and grow. The longer the cooling takes, the more time crystals have to grow. The granite shown here cooled slowly and is made up of large crystals. Rock that forms when magma cools beneath the Earth's surface is called intrusive igneous rock. Rock that forms when lava cools on Earth's surface is called extrusive igneous rock, right? We know that. Okay, next one, right? Metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock forms when high temperature and pressure change the texture and mineral content of rock. For example, a rock can be buried in Earth's crust where the temperature and pressure are high. Over millions of years, the solid rock changes and new crystals are formed. Metamorphic rocks may be changed in 4 ways. 4 ways. By temperature, by pressure. Oh, wow. Temperature and pressure combined, or by fluids or other chemicals. Okay, so temperature, and pressure, or fluids or chemicals. Gneiss, shown here, is a metamorphic rock. It forms at high temperatures deep within the Earth's surface. And you can see the layers. So that was different kind of rock that was pressed. Gneiss is a metamorphic rock that is made up of bands of light and dark minerals. So here is an outcropping. You can actually see the different layers. This was once below the Earth. Number 10, compare. Fill in the chart to compare and contrast sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic rock. Okay. So sedimentary is composed, let me move this up. Sedimentary rocks are composed of sediments minerals that are compressed cemented and hardened okay so sedimentary rock is sediments, minerals that are compressed and cemented and hardened. Okay, so that's sedimentary rock. Igneous rock forms from molten rock that cools and hardens either below or on the Earth's surface. Okay. Metamorphic rock forms when existing rock is altered by high pressure, high temperature, or chemical processes. So metamorphic rock forms from existing rock that is altered by high pressure, high temperature, or chemical processes. Okay. Okay, let's turn to page 372. So what is the rock cycle? Okay. Rocks, move this. We'll probably finish this one side and that'll be it. Rocks may seem very permanent, solid, and unchanging, but over millions of years, any of the three rock types can be changed into another of the three types. For example, igneous rock can change into sedimentary or metamorphic rock, or back into another kind of igneous rock. This series of processes in which rock changes from one type to another is called the rock cycle. Rocks may follow different pathways in the cycle. Examples of these pathways are shown here. Factors including temperature, pressure, weathering, erosion may change a rock's identity. Where rock is located on a tectonic plate and whether the rock is at the Earth's surface also influence how it forms and changes. When igneous rock is exposed at Earth's surface, it may break down into sediment. Igneous rock may also change directly into metamorphic rock. While still beneath Earth's surface, it may also melt to form magma that becomes another type of igneous rock. When sediment is pressed together and cemented, the sediment becomes a sedimentary rock. With temperature and pressure changes, sedimentary rock may become metamorphic rocks, or they may melt and become igneous rock. Sedimentary rock may also be broken down at Earth's surface and become sediment that forms another sedimentary rock. Under certain temperature and pressure conditions, metamorphic rock will melt and form magma. Metamorphic rock can also be altered by heat, pressure, to form a different type of metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock can also be broken down by weathering and erosion to form sediment that forms sedimentary rock. Okay, that is about it. Okay, so my online people, it is 9:24. That is the end of class. You may log off and go to period 2. Recording.